and welcome to all of you to the 2024 Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, Disability Awareness and Recognition Awards event. My name is Nohelani Graff. I've been a longtime journalist here in the Phoenix metro area, and I'm honored to be joining once again with all of you to take part in this really important event highlighting all of the wonderful heroes and partners that we have in our community that are working to make our community a more equitable, supportive place for people to be, and really helping lead the way for other cities. Tonight, we're going to be highlighting some of the many accomplishments of these outstanding organizations and individuals that are impacting those who are living with a disability throughout the Phoenix area and beyond. This event is one that I have continued to look forward to. I've lost count now how many years, and I really do enjoy it each time because I always walk away just feeling a sense of hope, a sense of empowerment and inspiration, and I hope that translates to all of you who have been able to join us today as well. First off, we want to thank our sponsors this evening for making this possible. We hope first that you are enjoying the delicious refreshments from Bougie Chef Catering. We love the name, we love the food. Let's give them a round of applause, please. The beautiful awards that you see on the table here that everyone will be receiving this evening were designed by Lane Award Manufacturing. Lane Award is a unique quality awards and promotional products manufacturer in the United States, serving companies and organizations for over 50 years. Their work is beautiful, and they've created a lasting memento for our award winners and recipients this evening. We would also like to thank the Arizona Industries for the Blind, Phoenix Municipal Court, Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, City of Phoenix Library Department, and the Burton Bar Central Library, as well as all of the incredible City of Phoenix departments, including but not limited to the Mayor's Office, Communications Office, and Phoenix TV 11, Street Transportation Department, Human Services, Planning and Development, Budget and Research, Water Services, and the Equal Opportunity Department, all for helping host this very special event for you today. We also want to thank all of you for your continued support for making this event possible today, and we hope for many years to come. So please, a round of applause for all of our participating sponsors. Now at this time, it is my great pleasure to bring to the podium the Mayor of the City of Phoenix. Please give a warm round of applause for Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego.
Welcome to one of our city's most important award ceremonies. I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. Thank you for joining us. Nohelani, thank you again for coming back to lead this important event for the City of Phoenix. To the many city departments that help sponsor it, it really reflects great values among our city that you have chosen to support this event, and thank you for being here today. We have incredible showing from the leaders across so many departments in the city, and that shows that this really is a major city value. To the Mayor's Commission on Disabilities and our wonderful chairwoman, Nicole Anderson, thank you for hosting this event and for your incredible leadership and service to the city of Phoenix. To this year's awardees, thank you. While we celebrate you tonight, we are grateful for the work that you do every day to make our community better. We pride ourselves on being inclusive, and that takes leading with accessibility at the forefront. Whether you come here to work, live, or play, people can feel welcome, knowing that there's accessible public transit, disability-friendly entertainment, and a world-class airport ready to serve them. But we're not done. There's always more we can do to make sure that Phoenix is a city that truly works for everyone, from parents pushing strollers to Phoenicians using mobility aids. This year, I announced a plan to make Phoenix a national model for accessibility. We have a task force led by our incredible Vice Mayor Deborah Stark, as well as our very impressive Deputy City Manager Inger Erickson. We have Phoenicians from across the community participating, including 2 of our commissioners on MCDI, and we hope to step up and lead in new ways as a result of that commission. We have very strong support from our residents, our voters. Last November, they overwhelmingly passed bond funding that will allow us to invest in a more accessible community that includes our city facilities and also important cultural assets, including some of our theaters. So we really are stepping up, and it was just so wonderful to see our voters willing to spend their own tax dollars to make the city more accessible. We try to honor efforts throughout the year. Just recently, we awarded the city's Global Leadership Award to Denise Resnick, who has led on making sure we are the most autism-friendly city and has really made us a global leader. People have come from several different continents to Phoenix to learn about what is happening around autism. One of the departments that has been often showcased, we will showcase again tonight, which is very exciting. One of the roles of the mayor is to declare or ask the city to recognize important events. I was with one of our commissioners, Jordan Moon, and several of you just earlier this month to recognize White Cane Awareness and help for people who are visually impaired. And that was a powerful educational tool for my colleagues and myself, as well as the city. Today, I have a very important proclamation, which we get to present. We are going to be proclaiming October 2024 as Disability Awareness Month, and asking all of our residents to celebrate disability advocates, to recognize the Americans with Disabilities Act, and to recognize the progress we have made as a community, as well as the work we have yet to do to overcome barriers, ensure every person has the opportunity to fully participate in their community. So I would ask all of you to join me in making sure that we have a great celebration this month. It is now officially Disability Awareness Month.
Well, that's so exciting, and it just goes to show how Phoenix continues to lead the way and how these issues continue to take a leading role within the city. So, Mayor Gallego, thank you so much for that and for your time today. Now I'd like to introduce you and bring her back to the stage. You just caught a glimpse, but the chair of the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, Nicole Anderson. Nicole has been a member of the commission for over 7 years, chair for the past 3 years. She helps this team of remarkable individuals, but also her passion runs deep, and it is apparent to everyone who knows her and when you meet her. So please, a big welcome for Nicole Anderson.
Thank you so much, Noelani. Thank you, Mayor Gallego, for your presence here tonight and for your remarks and for the proclamation. That means so much to our community. And unprompted, you have chosen to make Phoenix the most accessible city in the nation. And as a member of the task force that Mayor Gallego mentioned, that is just like a dream come true. To have a mayor and City of Phoenix leadership to truly believe in the community that thinks a little bit different, walks a little bit different, needs different services to do typical day in and day out activities. And when I was reflecting on what that means to me, it means a lot. So thank you so much for that. Shifting a little bit, my reason of serving on the commission for the number of years that I have all stems back to my daughter. So if you hear a little squeal in the background or happy clapping, that is Alexandra over here. Hi, sweetheart. My husband, Matt, next to her. Matt, raise your hand so you can, yeah. It's my amazing husband who I cannot do any of this without. And then our 4-year-old daughter, Austin, who this is her first big event of watching mommy do her thing. So we'll see how it goes. But no, Alexandra, she's 9.5, and her world is a very different world than for most of us here in this room. She is nonverbal, she is non-mobile, but every day she gets stronger and stronger, and through therapy, has learned to find her legs and find her voice. So 4 hours a week, week in and week out, she is in physical therapy, occupational therapy, which we have an OT in the room that we're honoring later tonight, and speech therapy. And she would not be who she has become without the support of the incredible therapists and her educators that have been part of our life for these 8 years since her diagnosis. She has Pitt-Hopkins syndrome. And there's only 9, maybe 10 now, I think, in Arizona that have Pitt Hopkins. And so part of my service is just trying to educate the world about her and to realize that everyone deserves an equal opportunity to access their life and the services around them. And so by serving on the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, I have the ability to do that. It's a service I don't take lightly, and it's a privilege to be able to be here in front of you all tonight and look out in the audience and see so many of my peers, from friends from college who are now judges to amazing individuals that are serving as former CEOs of the school that she at Alexandra went to now for 7 years, which is Foundation for Blind Children. And just for the record, I recused myself from any voting on any of the awardees or nominees that I may have known. But again, it's really hard not to know some of the individuals being nominated when you're active in the community. So with that, thank you all for being here tonight. On behalf of the MCDI and the commissioners, we're so honored and grateful for you choosing to spend tonight with us. And for our individuals being awarded tonight, thank you in advance for all of your service and the ways that you've impacted the community that is Alexandra and myself, the disability community, a world that we didn't know we would be a part of, but are so proud to be a member of. Again, I just wanted to say that, I'm a native Phoenician. I've lived here my whole life, and I'm a 5th generation Arizonan, and I couldn't be more proud of the city that I call home and have chose to raise my family in. Phoenix is a city that we persevere. They're committed, leadership of the city is committed to diversity, teamwork, and where everyone is valued and everyone is championed. And that is something that I am proud to shout from the rooftops. When I travel or I meet other individuals living with a rare disorder like Pitt Hopkins, I talk about how amazing Phoenix is and the state of Arizona for individuals living with a disability. And that's something we should all be proud of. Again, I just wanted to say thank you. And we have a wonderful evening for you all tonight. So thank you for being here. And without further ado, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce a man who has been part of our commission by serving as the director of the Equal Opportunity Department for the City of Phoenix for a number of years. He's been such an amazing champion and always an amazing mentor to our commissioners that need support through the EOD in the city. So without further ado, Mr. Don Logan.
Nicole, thank you. I just want you to know I too am a native of Phoenix, Arizona. Not 5 generations though. So a good evening, everyone. I am honored to be here tonight at this year's annual City of Phoenix Disability Awareness and Recognition Awards event. On behalf of the City of Phoenix Equal Opportunity Department and the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues, I bid you welcome. Y'all can clap. Tonight, as we commemorate the progress we have made as a city, we are here to deliver on a promise to preserve the freedom of individuals with disabilities and continue to strive for equal access so they can live the quality of life they deserve. We're excited to highlight people and organizations that are committed to making a difference in our community. Among these astounding people are 5 award recipients you will soon hear more about. It is my pleasure to recognize a few wonderful people in the city of Phoenix who are here today to honor and appreciate the great organizations, educators, and volunteers that makes Phoenix so wonderful. You've met our mayor, Kate Gallego. You can clap. Our city manager, Jeff Barton, who I don't think was here today, couldn't make it, but we do have our deputy city manager, Inger Erickson. Reading my script, it says, I would also like to acknowledge the following city officials in attendance this evening. I'm supposed to look at an index card. I have no card. But I do know that there are several department directors here with us this evening, and I want to acknowledge them and say thank you for being here, all of our department heads. Thank you for all of the work that each of you do for our community. I would also like to thank the Mayor's Commission on Disability Issues who have put this wonderful event together. Could each of you here with us tonight please stand or wave your hand so that we can applaud the work that you have done. Commission Chair Nicole Anderson. Commission Vice Chair Megan Kramer. Mike Axelrod. Mike. Carrie Collins Fidel. I know this guy is here. James Diebler. Is it Diebler? James, don't disrupt my script. I promise, if I'm here next year, I'll get it right. Okay. Again, that's worth mentioning again. James Diebler, Commissioner McGonigal. Asma Isaac. If those are the only mistakes I make today, I'm good. Stella Kovacic. Jordan Moon. Jason Sneed. David Steinmetz. And Damir Tursanovich. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the wonderful work that's done by our staff who are here tonight as well. So thank you, city staff.
And a round of applause for Dawn again, please. So if you remember, when we were here last year, I was having to update everyone on baseball scores because the World Series was happening. We had a little bit of a stake in it. This year, I am going to say that we're going to one-up that a little bit with our keynote speaker. I'm really excited, and I think you will be too. I'm going to introduce Miss Alyssa Seeley. She is a three-time Paralympian and three-time Paralympic medalist renowned for her achievements in triathlon. It is not often that you get to meet a Paralympian and a medalist at that. So I'm very excited to introduce her. As a former member of Arizona State University's Collegiate Club Triathlete team, Seeley was a nationally ranked triathlete before being diagnosed in 2010 with Chiari-2 malformation, basilar invagination, and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, conditions affecting her brain, spine, and connective tissues. Despite those challenges, she has claimed 2 Paralympic gold medals, one in Rio in 2016, another in Tokyo in 2020, and then competed and landed a bronze medal just this past summer, as many of us were watching, during the Paralympics in Paris. Truly amazing. In addition to her Paralympic success, she is a decorated world championship athlete, having earned 7 medals, 3 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze over multiple years of competition. Please help me welcome our keynote speaker, whom we are very grateful to have join us tonight, Ms. Alyssa Seeley.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here, and I'm so glad I will make it. I had the chance to make it. Sorry if I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at my notes because I got off on a plane from Spain early this morning. So I'm very excited to have the opportunity to share my story surrounding disability with you all and the importance of advocacy for those of us in our community that live with a disability. So You can't go back to school. You likely won't walk again. Triathlon? Out of the question. It's time you be realistic. You'll be lucky if you make it 2 months. I was 19 in my first year at Arizona State University when my life of cans turned into can'ts, or so the medical profession felt. Obviously, my story didn't end there, or I wouldn't be standing here. But like most college students, I thought I was on top of the world. I'd made a great group of friends, I was a straight-A student, a collegiate triathlete, I was working for a doctor in a job I loved, I dreamed of going to medical school and becoming a professional triathlete. I was healthy, I was active, and happy, until I wasn't. You see, it started simply enough. I arrived home from school one day, dizzy and with a headache. Over the next few months, my beautiful run gait disappeared as my feet, knees, and hips became spastic and pigeon-toed. The lungs that let me run nearly 20 miles were now winded crossing my bedroom. And the legs that let me cycle across the state could barely carry me to the kitchen. The straight-A, full-ride scholarship student in me couldn't shake the pain long enough to attend class. Over the course of a year and a half, I went from nationally ranked triathlete to sleeping nearly 20 hours a day. I bounced around from specialist to specialist, and my life consisted of one hospital stay after another. A soul that had embodied strength and grace had disappeared before my eyes, leaving only a ghost of what it used to be. Instead of living, I was merely surviving my new day today. And that was my introduction to disability. At 20 years old, after nearly 2 years, I was diagnosed with a rare and life-threatening combination of neurological conditions. Hours later, I was taken back for brain and spine surgery. A surgery that had the possibility of changing my life for the better, for the worse, or ending it. As I was wheeled back for that 14-hour surgery, I remembered the vibrant girl I used to be. And the moment we hit the threshold to the operating room, I made a promise to myself. I promised no matter what happened that day, I was going to start living again. Every time I speak, I hesitate to tell this part of my story, not because I'm uncomfortable with my past, my medical conditions, or the thought of death, but because my medical condition, more importantly, my disability, is not what my story is about. My diagnosis is only a small part of who I am. Every part of me still existed. Now, with an added touch of disability. And that's what the world and my medical professionals failed to see. I was still an athlete at heart. My drive and my competitive nature did not disappear. The disability did not erase my dreams. Coming out of surgery, I couldn't walk yet. I had trouble speaking. I couldn't care for myself. I couldn't even eat and drink on my own. But I remembered I made a promise to myself. And I intended on keeping it. As the days went by and I lay in that hospital bed, I started to get nervous. Wait, what did I mean? What was I thinking? My life was never going to be the same. And then it hit me. All I wanted was to find purpose again. I wanted to run. No, I wanted to be an athlete again. I was still in the hospital, but every day I woke up determined. The problem was that determination wasn't producing results. I was moving laterally instead of moving forward, and channeling that determination and energy proved to be a challenge at first. I needed to start at square one and find a way to move forward from then. With the team surrounding me, discouraging my ability to go back to school, to walk, to be an athlete, I decided I needed to start making goals for myself. I decided on a lofty goal. I was going to qualify and compete in the Collegiate Triathlon National Championships. The race was just 8 months away, and I was determined to be on that starting line. Going from brain surgery to swimming 1.5 miles, riding 24 and running 6.2 miles wasn't going to be easy. As I vocalized my goal to the medical team, the doubts rolled in. Over and over, I was discouraged and chastised for wanting to try. I became a joke and a bet on the rehabilitation floor where I was hospitalized. The lack of encouragement, their wagers against me, didn't discourage me. It made me want it more. When no one else believed in me, I had only one choice, and that was to believe in myself. I sat in bed between rehab sessions and I began crafting my plan. Each day, a new task, first to dress on my own, then to sit on my own. Each week, a new goal, transfer to my wheelchair independently, move from sitting to standing without a physical therapist. Day in and day out, I worked to check another task off my list. It wasn't always successful. Truthfully, most days I didn't prevail. But day after day, I was getting stronger, both mentally and physically. And over the next 6 months, to the disbelief of my surgeons, doctors, and physical therapists, I took my first steps with a walker. And once I was able to string multiple steps together, I transitioned to crutches and then to walking independently. Time was trickling away, and I was left with 2 months before the starting gun would go off. But I was steadfast in accomplishing my goal. I ran 2 steps and then 5, a lap around the track and then a mile. Each day was a new milestone. I was doing the impossible. I was defying the odds, and before it, I knew it. I was living again. It was with baby steps, day after day, I was able to run across the finish line of collegiate national championships as the first person with a disability to do so. I wasn't first. I was actually much closer to last than I had been used to being. But that day remains one of the most important finish lines I've ever crossed. Because that day, I realized the possibilities that lied within disability. Thank you. As I continued to train and race, my goals continued to grow. I wanted to race internationally, and then race at World Championships. And once I raced at World Championships, I wanted to qualify for the Paralympic Games. When I qualified for the Paralympic Games and found some success race after race, I wanted to win gold. I had that opportunity after qualifying for the Paralympic Games. And on September 11th, 2016, I became the first Paralympic gold medalist in paratriathlon. Since that time, I have been able to travel the world, race in nearly 50 races, 2 other Paralympic Games, and see how disability is perceived, accepted, or not across the world. And with that, I've learned so many things along the way. The very first lesson I learned was without those who came before me, I would not have been able to accomplish what I could. And more importantly than that, we were not where we needed to be for individuals with disabilities to be seen, to be heard, and to take up space in this world. And it was my goal to change that. Over time, I've learned there's many ways to advocate for disability, and we will each do it in a different way. I've had the opportunity to run and represent disabled athletes in numerous boards, committees, and commissions, ranging from USA Triathlon to the US Olympic and Paralympic Committee, where I achieved equal pay for Paralympic athletes to Olympic athletes. I was then elected to the World Triathlon Board of Directors, where I've been fighting for payment for Paralympic athletes for the past few years. And last year in Paris, for the first time, our Paralympic athletes had a prize purse of nearly $60,000. It is with those roles I have learned the importance of my voice, the importance of my story and my experience, because it takes each of us, those who live with a disability and those who don't, to ensure everybody has a place in this world. I'm proud to have been born and raised in Arizona, and I'm even more proud to be able to see the progress Phoenix has made in becoming more accessible to each and every one of us, even just in the time I myself have lived with a disability. I'm proud to see a huge group of people who want more for those of us who are typically in the minority and our voice can be silenced equally. So thank you to each of those who have showed up to speak for us when our voice isn't always loud enough. I'm honored to call Phoenix my home, where we encourage and work towards equality and accessibility. I spend part of my time in Colorado in Colorado Springs, actually. We're the Olympic and Paralympic city of the USA. A city that has a lot to do to achieve accessibility and equality. And looking at the vast differences between here, where we have a commission fighting for and voters approving funding to become accessible, in Colorado Springs, it took a lawsuit to accomplish curb cuts and accessibility for wheelchair users, for individuals who are visually impaired, to be able to access the city equally as everybody else. So these steps are monumental because in so many places around the country and around the world, these steps aren't being taken. They're not being considered yet because it's too expensive for the few, because the few of us apparently are worth less than the majority. And that's not true. We all deserve to take up space. So with each and every one of us, we can choose how to advocate and how to use our voices, from voting and supporting candidates who are going to support the disability community, to joining commissions, to speaking out, to educating businesses and employers why it is so important to have different experiences in our companies. And with each of us, I'm hopeful that the world will become more accessible, that will achieve equal and fair pay for those with disabilities, that individuals will not have to walk the path I walked with medical professionals, that medical professionals will learn that life led with disability is not less than a life of a person with an able body. And with each of us, we can make those changes. We will make those changes, and I've seen the benefits of them individually, personally. And so to each of you, thank you. I'm honored to be here and to honor those who have won awards and to recognize you for all of your hard work. Thank you all so much.
Fall allergies, getting anybody after that one? I feel this overwhelming swell of pride as well. Alyssa, thank you so much for being so open, sharing your story. I told all of you, I warned you it was going to be better than thinking back to the athletes of last year. This year, I truly, believe you me when we say how thrilled we are that you were able to make time and space for us tonight, and hopefully inspire some of you and answer her call to action as well as we move forward to continue to make change as she continues to do. So we thank you. Before we proceed with our awards recognition, we would like to recognize all of the nominees for tonight's event. I know that selecting this year's recipients was no small task. It was definitely a tough job, and we appreciate all of the people who nominated individuals and organizations as well that have all made an impact, a positive impact at that, on Phoenix for this year's event. As we all know, we are here to honor community members for their advocacy efforts and to recognize businesses and organizations for their commitment to our disability community and accessibility initiatives. So to help present the awards for this year's recipients, it is my privilege to welcome our chairwoman, Nicole Anderson, back up to the stage. And we do want to start with our Outstanding Nonprofit Award, which recognizes a nonprofit or government agency that maintains and implements opportunities for full inclusion in their mission as well as their daily organizational activities. And this year's Outstanding Nonprofit Award goes to the Arizona Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. So a little bit about them. The Arizona Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired, or ACBVI for short, serves approximately 300 adults each year who have lost their vision due to accident or illness. This remarkable center helps these individuals regain independence, and for many, they are able to return to the workforce as well. What makes ACBVI truly unique is that the only center in Arizona, it is the only center in Arizona, and it's one of just 5 in the entire nation that provides specialized services for individuals living with combined vision and hearing loss, up to and including those who are deaf-blind. Many of their clients face additional challenges as well, including food and housing insecurity, as well as multiple disabilities. But by focusing on each person's whole person health, ACBVI creates individualized programs that meet clients where they are and empower them to not just achieve, but often exceed their own goals. So tonight we recognize ACBVI for their invaluable work, their unwavering commitment to helping people lead fulfilling, independent lives. And we offer this short video to highlight their work.
Every year we serve 300 adults who lose their vision through accident or illness, and we serve them by teaching them independent skills and then helping them get back to work. The majority of our clients live with multiple disabilities. So they may be intellectual, developmental, they may be behavioral, they may be physical. And so we provide these services. For those living with combined vision and hearing loss, we're the only people in the state who provide these services, and one of only 5 people who do it nationally. I think here at ACBVI, you can make an enormous difference, not in one person's life, in many people's lives. But you have to want to. It comes with a cost, and it comes with effort. And so if you're willing to do the hard stuff, I think the rewards are endless. But I think as a general society, we have determined that hard is not something we always want to do. And the lessons here are, if you engage in hard, the dividends come back to you. We're really grateful to have received the award. To have even been nominated was really an honor. We've been around 80 years. This is our first award from the city of Phoenix. It is really amazing to have anybody recognize your work, but certainly in the place where you spend so much of your time. I spend more time here than I do at home. To have someone reach out and recognize not only the outstanding work of our staff, who really are the people who make this happen every day, but also the journey and the fight our clients are on. Our clients really have grit and determination. It is so hard to relearn basic skills. The odds against them are so immense, but they come in every day and they fight. And to have that recognized as well, I think is really meaningful.
That's all I remember.
So please help me congratulate the Arizona Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired for winning the 2024 MCDI Outstanding Nonprofit Award. And please welcome accepting their award, Executive Director Steve Tepper. The Community Service Award recognizes an individual or organization that has made a significant contribution by providing or improving personal and community support for individuals with a disability, including but not limited to providing independence through more choice, information, and control, advocacy efforts, or improving the social participation of all people. This year's Community Service Award goes to Anand Mehta, a remarkable young leader who is already making waves in both the medical and innovation worlds. Anand, an 18-year-old Phoenix native, is currently a freshman at University of Pennsylvania, where he is studying neuroscience and economics, with aspirations of becoming a physician investor in the neurological disability space. Anand's journey was sparked by his incredible initiative, Magical Motors. It's a project that modifies adaptive ride-on cars for children with neurological and physical disabilities. After volunteering at MSTSA here in the Valley, he was then struck by the overwhelming cost and time barriers that often prevent families from accessing pediatric adaptive devices. So determined to make a difference, he launched Magical Motors to provide not just the gift of independent mobility, which of course is a fundamental human right, but also a fun, educational solution for children. To date, he and his team have built adaptive cars for more than 50 children across the nation. His work has reached over 3,000 people internationally, including high school students and medical professionals. Please turn your attention to the video to learn more.
I'm the founder of Magical Motors, and we're an initiative that's dedicated to building adaptive devices for kids with developmental and physical disabilities. We primarily work with kids with cerebral palsy or spina bifida or any congenital disease. I began Magical Motors officially in July of 2021. And primarily what we do is we adapt ride-on cars that you can buy at places like Walmart or Target or Amazon. And we adapt them so that they can be hand-powered instead of foot-controlled. Like a traditional accelerator pedal, we remove that mechanism. And instead, when a kid pushes a specific button that we adapt, the car can move forward or backward. And that provides more accessibility for these kids to kind of move on their own. Pediatric power wheelchairs cost about $25,000 and up to 5 years to receive, which can often really hinder these kids' growth. And our kids, thankfully, we've kind of figured out a way to adapt these devices for just about $300, and it takes only about 1 to 2 hours to fully complete. We hold a lot of build events, which is where we build about 5 cars, and we make it a point to kind of make these devices as fun as possible. We partner with a couple families, and they receive the cars on site. To be able to see these kids' responses, and not only the kids, their families as well. It's honestly, it's these smiles. I've seen a couple parents cry as well. It's honestly, it's the sweetest thing in the world. It really motivates me to keep continuing my work. I just recently began college at the University of Pennsylvania. Mainly, a lot of my work revolves, and what I want to pursue in the future revolves around medical devices and healthcare in general. What I'm learning in academic settings is something that I can tangibly translate into my work with Magical Motors. I feel extremely fortunate to have the chance to, be able to be recognized by the city in which I was most inspired to do my work in, Phoenix. It's my stomping grounds as well. It's an amazing platform for me to kind of continue to spread the word across Phoenix and Arizona and even nationally, and I'd be honored to maybe inspire a couple other teams to pursue similar efforts.
Please congratulate Anand Mehta for winning the 2024 MCDI Community Service Award. Remember, he's doing school right now and attending class and studies on the other side of the country. So we welcome his family who's accepting the award on his behalf. Please welcome him. Just amazing, just thinking globally and making a difference, and not even done with his secondary education yet, higher education. Next is the Outstanding Educator Award, and it is given to a teacher, school staff, or support person who has provided exceptional education, service, and support opportunities to individuals with disabilities. This year's Outstanding Educator Award goes to Kelly Reese. So Kelly is a dedicated and passionate professional who has spent over a decade making a profound impact in the field of occupational therapy here in Arizona. Kelly has worked across a variety of settings, including inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation, home health, geriatrics, memory care, hospice, and now school-based therapies. Her career has been focused on providing education and advocacy for individuals of all ages, all abilities, helping them achieve independence and success in all areas of their lives. Currently, Kelly works in the Paradise Valley Unified School District in the Learning for Independence program, where she supports students with moderate to severe physical and sensory delays. She works with children as young as kindergartners, all the way up to 22-year-olds in the district's transition program. Let's take a moment to watch this inspiring clip about Kelly's work.
Hello, everybody. I am an occupational therapist. Occupational therapy is a profession not a lot of people know about unless you or a family member or loved one has worked with an OT directly. I've been an OT for over 10 years. I currently work in the Paradise Valley Unified School District in the Learning for Independence program. So I work with students kindergarten through 22 years old with moderate to severe physical and cognitive disabilities. When I teach my OT students, I'm like, it's not a disability, it's a different ability. We have to figure out the different way that they can get this done. We are gonna have a fun day today. With the Learning for Independence program, it's a lot of hands-on life skills. So what I try to incorporate is creative job skills and job readiness skills. Today we are gonna be working as Costco employees. They will be prepping and handing out samples. They'll be working on their fine motor skills, their social interaction skills, and just overall problem solving, motor planning, what it would take to have a job after high school. It's not always about what you have, but what you give. I put a smile on these kids' face. They are motivated. They remember, oh, Miss Kelly did this really fun thing with us, and go home and tell their parents. It doesn't matter your disability, it's who you are inside. That really is what's most important. Occupational therapy is such a selfless profession. I'm never doing it for me. I'm doing it for the students I work with. I'm doing it for the families that I work with, educating them, providing them the opportunities that they might not have without the education or the knowledge that I know. I'm just so thankful. I'm just so shocked that I won this award. To be recognized is such a big honor. It's such a collaborative profession that I work with teachers, I work with physical therapists, vision and hearing specialists, that all of these collaborators have one common goal of helping children succeed, that it's such an honor that I got recognized, but the individuals that I work with deserve the recognition. It just betters the lives of our future and just deserves to be recognized.
She surely deserves to be recognized. Kelly Reese wins our 2024 MCDI Outstanding Educator Award. Keep it going while she makes her way up here. It's a long walk. The Architectural Award recognizes an architect, construction firm, builder, or building that is designed with accessibility at the forefront and improves the lives of individuals with a disability. This year's Architectural Award goes to the City of Phoenix Parks and Recreation Department, Natural Resources Division. So the City of Phoenix Parks and Rec Department's Natural Resources Division had a bold vision to design and build a recreational facility that is truly accessible to everyone. Working closely with Thomas and Crowley architecture firm, they set out to renovate the Gila Valley Lookout in South Mountain Park and Preserve. The result was a transformed site that now includes an ADA-compliant circumference pathway, 2 ADA parking spaces, multiple ADA viewpoints, and 2 ADA shade structures, welcoming all visitors, including those who are wheelchair-bound or mobility-challenged, so that they can also enjoy the beauty of South Mountain while taking in the breathtaking views and the surrounding communities and mountain ranges. This project certainly was no small feat. What started as a simple parking lot on a rounded hilltop turned into a massive undertaking. The city partnered with Brycon Construction to remove the old asphalt, excavating 4 feet of solid South Mountain granite rock to create a level surface for ADA accessibility. If you haven't been up to South Mountain lately, it's a rough road. Beyond the pathway, though, 2 spacious ADA shade structures were also built, as I mentioned, each offering about 370 square feet of vital shade, of course. The project also included an accessible viewing area where visitors can see as far as Mount Ord and the Tonto National Forest, which is roughly 70 miles away. And lastly, interpretive signage was also added to highlight the preserve's natural wonders and features, enriching the visitor experience. The Natural Resources Division's unwavering dedication to providing a fully accessible recreation facility in Phoenix's largest preserve really is commendable. The Gila Valley Lookout renovation project is a resounding success now and truly a testament to the city's commitment of inclusivity for all. Let's take a look at a beautiful piece of video so you can see it for yourself.
We're standing at the Gila Valley Lookout, which is on top of South Mountain Park. A lot of people know South Mountain Park by the towers that you see up here, the red flashing lights at night. And right next to those towers is the Gila Valley Lookout, which for years has been a location for people to come and enjoy these amazing 360-degree views of the city and the mountain and the towers themselves. But for years, it wasn't necessarily accessible to those who might have different levels of ability. Originally, the parking lot itself was kind of set up on a dome, and so then it was not easy for somebody, in a wheelchair or with a walker or other types of devices to be able to find a place to park. And then even if they could park there, then get out of the car and then be able to enjoy it was impossible, really. So the transformation of the site was to provide accessible parking and a walkway that goes around the entire perimeter of the parking lot so people of any ability can get out here and enjoy this amazing place. As you go around the perimeter, you'll find many areas with different views and places to sit down underneath shade canopies to enjoy all the amazing views up here. To see it go from a design and idea to a plan to actual construction and then opening it to the public, and then to be able to come out here and see people use it in the way that you intended to is very rewarding, because we want all of our facilities to be accessible to as many people as possible. The city's made a major investment in these parks and preserves, and so to be able to allow people of all abilities to take advantage of that is very rewarding, professionally and personally. The Gila Valley Lookout project particularly, I think, really encapsulates that for our entire department, from our director, Cynthia Aguilar, down through the whole ranks, that we have a lot of people that are really passionate about making sure that everybody gets to enjoy the beautiful facilities that we have at the City of Phoenix. It takes a lot to make a project like this happen, from the project managers to the maintenance workers that are out here, the contractors, the designers. It's a major honor for the whole team to be acknowledged in this way, and we really appreciate the mayor taking the time to make this emphasis for the whole city, and to recognize us in this category is a real honor.
So we say congratulations to the city's Natural Resources Division for winning the 2024 MCDI Architectural Award. And here to accept the award is Donald Doman, Parks Supervisor at South Mountain. Another round of applause. Yeah, I have a feeling the Lookout is about to get just a little more busy after seeing that and those views, and the better temperatures headed our way this weekend as well. So good timing. Finally, it's time for our Lifetime Achievement Award. Previously, it was called the Pride of Phoenix, but it was renamed 5 years ago to the Detective Walter Olsen Lifetime Achievement Award. And for this award, I want to introduce the inaugural recipient and the namesake, retired City of Phoenix Police Detective Walter Olsen. Please welcome him.
I'm always surprised to be invited back. I'm not a very good public speaker. I'm always so nervous. And so the fact that they invite me back every year is a bit of a shock. And then I always think when I come to this event, I'm always awestruck by the strength and the character and the amazing human beings that occupy this particular room. And I was trying to imagine what I could say. I've been lucky enough to come many years to this event and to say something that's appropriate today. And so as a police officer for more than 32 years, oftentimes our focus are with those people in the community that are making bad choices. But it was never lost on me that the vast majority of the people in the community are wonderful people, good people, and doing what they're supposed to do every day. But what I'd like to speak to is the folks that are here today. And there's a small group of people that live in our communities that go out every day and make it a better place to live. They self-sacrifice, they work above and beyond what everyone else is doing. They do some amazing stuff, and their legacy is at their own expense and their own health, they'll sacrifice so much time and efforts to make the world a better place. They leave it better than they found it. And the honorees tonight are those types of people that have gone out and done so much for so many people. And also the chair of the Mayor's Commission on Disabilities Issues and the members of the commission are incredible human beings that give so much to so many people to make all of our lives better. that again, it's a privilege and an honor to see them, to spend time with them, to say hello and to say thank you. So that's that small group of people that do so much for so many people. So Chair, and to the commissioners and to all the honorees today, I just want to say thank you so much for just being utterly incredible human beings. And I'm just proud to at least to get to see you tonight and say hello. So thank you so much for that. I'm a school teacher now, so if I was in front of a bunch of students, I would be fine. But a bunch of nice people, it's going to be tougher. I'm going to read what I have here in front of me. This is amazing. So this award goes to an individual who has made an impact for many years in the lives of individuals with disabilities. This award recognizes an individual, a group, or an organization that has demonstrated a lifetime of commitment to those with disabilities and helped advance the full inclusion of all people in our community. Guests, it is my honor to name our 2024 Detective Walter Olsen Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Mr. Mark Ashton. Mark clearly represents what I was just talking about. Mark Ashton most recently served as the CEO of the Foundation for Blind Children, a role he has held for over 17 years and just recently retired from this past year. He leaves behind a legacy that has transformed FBC from a small school to the largest Braille library and school for the visually impaired in the nation. A bit of history first. Mark's life took an unexpected turn when his infant son, Max, was diagnosed with blindness. Mark and his amazing wife, Lisa, were referred to FBC, where they began receiving infant services the very next day. When Max graduated from the Foundation preschool, Mark and Lisa joined the Board of Trustees, dedicating their time to volunteering and fundraising. 5 years later, when the CEO of the Foundation announced his retirement, Mark turned to his wife, Lisa, and said, "I think the Foundation for Blind Children is my calling." With that, Mark sold his business and stepped into the role of CEO. But for Mark, his greatest accomplishment has always been getting his blind students to grow, to go to college, and to enter the workforce. While the national unemployment rate for blind adults hovers around 70%, under Mark's leadership, the unemployment rate for the Foundation for Blind Children graduates is less than 10%. Mark and the Foundation for Blind Children have found a way to solve the chronic unemployment issue for blind adults in Phoenix. Let's take a moment to watch an amazing clip about Mark.
I didn't know it was a Lifetime Achievement Award, okay. That's taking me back a little bit, okay. I don't think anyone in the nonprofit world does this for accolades. We do it because of our mission and what we're trying to do for the community. I got involved with the Foundation for Blind Children when my son was born. Max was 3 months when his doctor said something's wrong with his eyes, and the last thing the doctor told us to do was to call the Foundation for Blind Children. We called them and they showed up on our doorstep the next day, and from that moment on we were a part of Foundation for Blind Children. My wife and I got on the board. Once I was on the board, our CEO retired, and I looked at my wife and I said, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I sold my company and came to work here, and that was 17 years ago. We built this into the largest Braille library in the country. We built this in the largest preschool in the country. We serve blind and visually impaired people of all ages from the day they're born to the day they leave us. Our oldest client right now is 101 years old. We are overcoming major chronic problems. We didn't have enough teachers, so we built a teachers program with ASU. We didn't have a low vision clinic, so we built a low vision clinic. We needed more classroom space, so we built a new school. Whatever the obstacle is, we will overcome it, and that's what we teach our students. Vision loss is not the end of the world. It's just a different world. The Foundation for Blind Children really gives parents that hope and give those students and those children that hope that they can do anything. And we've proven it over and over again. They do everything. We took 8 blind students to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, 19,340 feet. We set 4 world records. We had the largest blind group ever. We had the first blinded U.S. vet to reach the top, first person with albinism to reach the top, and my son was the youngest blind climber ever to reach the top, and still is. That's my favorite part about my job. I get to tell the story over and over and over again, and it inspires people to do bigger and better things. And I love the Foundation for Blind Children. I love our students, I love our families. I truly believe that doing right for them completes me, makes me who I am. When the mayor's office recognizes you for what we do every day, it's pretty special. I know that over my lifetime I've done some special things. I've seen some kids do some special things. I've led some kids in the top of mountains, across oceans, and I didn't do it for the accolades, but I did it for the kids. But it's always nice when the mayor recognizes you.
I want to finish by saying I wake up every day grateful for folks like Mark and those that give so much to our community. So God bless you for being who you are. So please help me congratulate an individual whose personal journey led him to transform, celebrating too, God bless, an entire community and change countless lives. Mark Ashton, our 2024 Detective Walter Olsen Lifetime Achievement Award.
I just love when we get to see those pieces of video and you just see the real passion and get to hear from everyone firsthand. It really is so inspiring, the work that everyone is doing. This has been such an incredible event, and we do want to say congratulations to all of the award winners as well as the nominees, because you are all making a difference, be it individuals, organizations, businesses, employers, employees. Everybody is working so hard every day to make this city inclusive and make sure that it is a community where differences are respected and a wide range of talents, skills, and abilities are nurtured and encouraged, as well as spotlighted and uplifted. So a round of applause, please, for everyone contributing. I also would like to just give a round of applause, if you would, for the event staff that's been working here in the wings. They always do such a wonderful job in setting everything up, breaking everything down. You don't get to see them, so a round of thanks for all of them, please. And one more, if you would, as well, for our ASL team that has also been helping to translate. And then I am going to bring back Nicole to the podium one more time for our final closing remarks. And so please welcome her one more time, please.
Thank you so much, Nolani, for just year after year to continuing to support our event tonight. Without hesitation, she accepted, and she had a busy day, and you're not with ABC 15 anymore, so she is doing this on her own behalf, and I'm so grateful. So thank you on behalf of the MCDI. So I have my formal closing remarks, but I just wanted to speak from the heart a little bit as we wrap up of, just these vignettes that the City of Phoenix, Channel 11 puts together is just remarkable, but they're only so amazing because of the stories that they are part of being able to tell. It's you in the room that have made that possible, that every day have dedicated your lives to doing a lot of work that a lot of people don't even know exists or how to support. And so from our occupational therapist in the room to an outgoing CEO who is still making his mark in the world. He says retired, but I heard he has another job. So I don't think Mark's really retired. To Anand, oh my gosh, made that. So Magical Motors was actually part of our life too. I recused myself as well on that voting. But Alexandra was a recipient of one of their son's cars. And this was a couple years ago. And there even was a photo of Alexandra in her car that was part of the B-roll, so that was neat. I did not submit that. But our lives have been touched by your family and did give the gift of mobility to Alexandra. It's just amazing the stories that we get to tell. And as I reflect back on Alexandra's life and the journey that it's kind of brought me, it's grounded me in so much understanding of how to make the world a better place, right? And every day we have the privilege of driving ourselves to work or taking kids to school or caring after parents, that need our support. Whatever your story is, it's a privilege to live the life that you do. For individuals like Alexandra and others in this room, it's totally a different world. And I'm witness to that. And we could not do that without the support of so many in this room and in the community. So continue to advocate for us. Alyssa said it best, vote for individuals that you think will support the disability community. Push your city officials to vote for opportunities like adding more accessible parks. And Canto Park just got a whole new accessibility section added. And we can't wait to take our Pitt Hopkins community to Encanto now and see that. And that there's so many other examples in our city and in our state that have been made possible because of the voices that you all have raised. So thank you. So on behalf of MCDI, again, I'd love to thank Mayor Kate Gallego for being with us tonight, City of Phoenix officials. I look around and there's so many incredible individuals that I've read their names and I've known of them, but now to have you here tonight, it means so much to our commission. City Manager Jeff Barton, city staff, of course, my fellow commissioners, for all of your dedication and volunteering. And thanks, Alexandra, for putting together another amazing disability awareness recognition event this year. Again, thank you to Phoenix TV for producing all the vignettes. They are Emmy Award winning, and I encourage you all to view the recording of tonight on YouTube. It's on the City of Phoenix YouTube channel, and it will also be on Channel 11 as well. And this year, we showcase wonderful nominees and recipients, and I urge you to please think of deserving community members and organizations who make Phoenix more inclusive, and to maybe nominate for next year's 2025 MCDI Awards. We're going to have to name another 5 individuals, and it's not an easy job, so make it even harder for us and nominate. Additionally, I'd like to mention that as a City of Phoenix, if a City of Phoenix resident has an issue they'd like to raise with the commission, you are more than welcome to participate in the call to public portion of our meetings. Our meetings are always open, they're accessible. We meet via Zoom as well as here in Burton Bar Library. And we're also currently recruiting additional commissioners to serve on the MCDI, as we have a couple of vacancies. So if you need more information or if you'd like to nominate yourself or someone else in the community, I encourage you to visit the Equal Opportunity Department website. And I look forward to meeting others who share our interest in our disability concerns and making Phoenix a barrier-free city and the most accessible city in the nation. We will do it. So that's it. With that, congratulations again to all of our recipients. Those that I don't know yet, I can't wait to get to know you. And thank you to those that I do know for the work that you've done in our community. It means so much to our family and so many others in the community. Have a good night.